Hello boys, welcome back. Sorry about the last video, that took a really long time. Sure enough, I looked into Oxide's time trial, and it was pretty difficult, but I finally managed to beat it. Since I don't want to do any too much retries, I'm going to retry right here and show you what I did to beat Oxide on Gingerbread Joyride. I'm sorry I couldn't get this leg, because this took a long time. This took over 3 hours of gameplay to do. So, the main thing I was missing from my last video is a secondary shortcut. So, I'll kind of show you what to do. It's not what to do, though. This shortcut pretty much requires that you get a perfect fire section up to one spot, and then drift like this, and you can jump that gap. Yeah, it sounds silly, but you can do that. I'm gonna actually go through a full lap on purpose, and then finish it at the end just to give you a couple of chances to see this, because when this track is done fast, you can kind of see what the setup is done. And also, if you look at my dot over there, that's kind of what my PB is at a specific point. Honestly, since I took a lot of retries to grind this out, I obviously do not want to get another attempt on video. It would be cool if we got that. But basically, you jump that gap at the beginning. And then you basically have to keep your boost for the entire way through. If you don't keep boost, you can't do that. But the idea is you want to keep pink. You know, the pink trick. And yes, this is another pink trick course. You have to keep pink the entire way through. And then once you get pink on this track, you then have to do it at a very specific point to keep, Hank. The only way I could have probably saved time is not drifted around certain corners and just jumped everywhere. I did add a couple of jumps in to go slightly faster than Oxide, but other than that, nothing much to do there. You know what, I'll restart it once just to kind of show you how the shortcut works, because I want to kind of show you the setup I used for it. So I do 3 drifts here, 1, 2, 3, and 1, and then 1, 2, 1, jump, 1, 2, 3, and then I do this jump. You have to do it kind of late. And then I usually sneak in 1 here, and then the early drift for triple here, and then 1, 2, and then I go for the jump. And if you keep pink the entire way, you'll make it. Unfortunately, there is no replay system, so we can't actually see this, so yeah. Okay, now that that's done, now that I kind of showed you an idea on how it works, we're gonna move on from this Oxide time at long last. That took way too long to beat. And then we're going to enter Drive-Through Danger. Objectively, one of the worst tracks in the game. I did make sure to watch the setup before I did this, just to make sure I knew what I was doing. And I will say, in order to beat, whoops. I meant to do this. That was weird. So, Aox Crate can actually be one of the easiest to get during the game, because you're forced to get it as part of a jump anyways, because there's a couple of tricks you need to do. So, to further help myself a little bit, I decided to watch a world record run of this, since I knew this was going to be a tough course, and I found out that it is very trolly and has lots of stuff. You essentially have to brake drift everywhere. It is a nightmare trying to do stuff. So I'll kind of attempt it, but I don't know how good I'll do. In case you're wondering, you want to brake drift around this entire turn here. And, yeah. There's lots of jumping everywhere in order to make stuff.
I'm not at liberty to disclose the nutritional value of any items on our menu.
In case you're wondering, the strategy you'll want to do is head to this northern right corner, and then that's where the Beanox crate is. And in case you're wondering how to play the track correctly, you have to do a triple jump in a row in order to get the setup. Obviously, since I can't do that initially, so it will be kind of a little bit difficult. And I'm not kidding when I say if you brake drift, it is faster than doing a regular run. This is also not an easy course, since you have to hit these boost pads and trick really early in order to get that. And that's the big shortcut that you see right there, the triple launch. But doing that, you skip over half of the track by doing that. I tried to show that off in a couple of other videos, but wasn't able to get it. And then here's another shortcut. You jump off the side to the left, and if you get the perfect ramp, you can skip a complete turn later. This track is just full of skips, and is also a very annoying brake drifting track, since you have to brake drift around everywhere to do anything right. And it's not necessarily easy, so you have to do as much drifting as you possibly can to keep this. But so far, strategy I found is you want to jump at around this section, and if you keep pink for that, you can get for that really consistently, and then you'll want to brake drift this section right here, so you'll lose your pink early, but let's be honest, it doesn't really matter. And then you'll want to brake drift around here as well, because otherwise it takes a long time. As this is time trials, the Paxit Sledge, whatever, and the pizza will always remain the same, so that means you'll always get the pizza every single time, so you don't have to worry about not taking the shortcut. This is probably the biggest thing that I missed here, this shortcut right here that allows you to actually do this. Without it, it's almost impossible to take the shortcut, and the only way to go faster is to go through that section and turn up, and I found out that it's only a second faster because you do the turn really badly in order to do that. Okay, another brake drift to get that done, so yeah. It's kind of tricky because you want to brake drift in just the right spots to go very fast. Otherwise, things take a little too long, but hey, we did it! Every single Beanox crate in the game collected. So I assume when we go to our character selection screen, we'll get something as a reward, or I guess just I honestly don't know. I've never actually known what the reward is for getting all the Beanox crates, but now we can finally find out. Okay, so now we get to challenge trophies time on this track while we're at it. In fact, I think if I go to character select, I may be able to find it out. No. 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 Okay, never mind. So there is nothing that I know of for Beanox crate locations, but whatever. In case you're wondering, this is one of the trickiest tracks ever devised. I only just learned the route, and the actual fast route for it is really crazy. I believe the world record is like a 147, and here I was only able to get a 215. All I can tell you, it has a lot of brake drift. This is not a fun course to learn because you've only just barely learned about the stuff in this course, and then having a brake drift everywhere. In case you're wondering, you brake drift by hitting the brake button and hitting the right button at the same time, and yeah. It's not necessarily an easy course, seeing as how if you fail even one thing, it takes forever. You can see that he hits a lot of the walls repeatedly. That's just to show how bad your thing can potentially be. And keep in mind, you have to retain the pink boost for the entire lap. So that was actually my bad not doing that. So I'll probably just focus for the rest of the bit. You know how this course works. Yeah, spray drifting is faster, in case you're wondering. And I'll add a triple here just to make sure it keeps itself. Ow. It's kind of a risky turn too, because if you are not good enough, you'll just miss it. Yeah. Darn it. This is... You can see how much tougher this track is, but... If you can nail everything, it looks really cool, that's for sure. That's the one thing I'll add. Nailing everything in this track is really cool when it happens. Okay, that's the easier version of it. The brake drifts in particular make this part really busted. In fact, I get so far ahead of Ed Trophy here with all the shortcuts that I doubt I actually need this setup in order to make the thing work. Ooh. I will say though, it looks really cool when you do everything. I can't wait till I do this against Eds later on. In case you're wondering, you don't need the pizza for this trick to work at all. You can just do the burger thing or whatever, and it'll still work. Keep in mind, because we've messed up the second part, the only thing we could do is a double trick, and it only barely works, as you can see here, so keeping the pink is really important in this track. Keeping pink for all 3 laps is a really good idea. Okay. Since I'm far enough ahead, I don't think I even need the shortcuts to help me out. Because remember, this is just a trophy time we're talking about. The trophy time really doesn't expect you to do all these shortcuts. So we can probably just take the long lap around this course and win because trophy is that bad. Then again, the trophy time isn't really necessary, I mentioned, to be bad. And there you kind of see how the other spot would save time. It's not by much, and you have to do it exactly perfectly. In fact, the world record does it even more confusingly. You basically head off the side and then things happen. There we go. And another easy end trophy time falls. And you can easily see how much time that saves. Like, it didn't even take us a little bit, and our very first try, or time that we finished, was a 1:2:15. That just shows you how much the shortcuts save in this. So this is one where you do want to do the triple shortcut. And in case you're wondering, that's what the triple shortcut is for. So now we probably have to focus, because we'll probably have to do that 3 times in a row to beat Oxide. Yep. So I'm actually going to turn my prayer ghost on just to see if I'm actually far enough ahead of it to beat the Oxide ghost. Keep in mind, this initial time did still have quite a few fails, such as not keeping pink and not doing a couple of tricks properly, so there's still lots of time to save here, but we'll try our best. This is the final Oxide time, by the way, and if we can actually beat it, will permanently unlock both of the characters that we mentioned before. So we'll go to the menu to set that up. I swear I remember also the guy when he does the drift, he drifts there, but it's hard to remember things. This turn is probably my least favorite of all the turns to do here. Ah, frick. Man, this is so difficult, you know. I didn't get the drift there, in case you're wondering. I expected to get a drift, but I, of course, didn't hold the thing down long enough. If you can get the boost, you can get a little bit of speed over Oxide at the very beginning here. So, yeah. Not fun. Not fun, especially considering the previous times I did this, I was able to get a triple drift, no problem. I think I just have to go for it and hope for the best. I hate this stupid thing again. That thing always messes me up at least once, not having the correct gauge, because I prefer to have the new gauge on so I can tell exactly when I need to perfect boost. Ah, too late again. It's definitely not the easiest route to take, too. By the way, though, once you do take the shortcut, you do guarantee that you keep the pay boost, so that's a advantage to taking the first circuit. In case you're wondering, I'm drift boosting while in the air, and that's what's giving me so points. It's so silly, by the way, that I've done this on my very first set of tries, just to get that thing, and then all of a sudden I can't do it even once to save my life now. Yeah, like 1 second I played exactly like the world record. Now I can't even play like the world record to save my life. It's not fun. Man, this is not fun. Can I just get this shortcut already? Your triple shortcut, by the way, will fail if you don't have pink boost. You need pink boost for the triple shortcut. That's the one thing I recognize. And there's a brake drift strategy as well, which is slightly faster. Did he just go around that turn normally? Had to think on the fly there, dude. Ah! Oh, I had to slow down there quite a bit, but we made it work. Ah, dang it. This is where the big fails start happening. When you don't have the boost shortcut, you barely make the second shortcut, but thankfully Oxide is bad enough, I guess, to the point where I can still do a couple of the shortcuts and make it. So this is kind of even now with my PB. Oh, and we beat our PB by about a second there. So it's nice. See, that's why sometimes you want to race against your PB. In case you're wondering, if I get the pink shortcut perfect, we could get a 250 or whatever. But it looks like it wasn't needed. So it turns out this is actually one of the easiest Oxide tabs to be in the game with the strat. If you don't know the strat, then it's one of the hardest ones, because you probably don't even know how to take that. And I first learned the pink shortcut, by the way, by watching someone doing an online race, and they took a triple shortcut. I was like, what? I didn't know that's how you do it. And that's how I learned how to do Drive Your Danger properly. And next we have the Emperor Velo time. We can actually beat this. If we were to get the triple shortcut 3 times in a row, we could probably actually beat him on this track. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy, but we could probably beat him. And now we're going to go in here, which will unlock our items. Champion. 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 So that's what we get for beating all of Oxide's times there, in case you're wondering. So now we'll actually check, because it's been a while, see what we have, since it's been a while here. Right, so now the only thing that will be left is the trophies on hard mode, but I'm not going to do the trophy cups on hard mode on screen, because you know me, that's not something that I like doing. I will say though, with the added amount of shortcuts, hopefully I can destroy the CPUs by doing them, because although the CPU goes really fast, they do have one disadvantage. They rarely actually take the shortcuts. It's the time trials that do this. And there it is. We have to win all cups on hard difficulty to get that. And then all the other stuff. I'm obviously not going to check this in terms of 100% because there's no reason to get any of those, so yeah. Unfortunately, I think this is gonna end up being a mixed video. I'm gonna show this as Rain Rally, but I think I need to finish some of the other stuff as well.